I have to save the world.
Hello, this is Max. Dr. Evil wants to conquer the world and make millions, while two spies, Austin and Vanessa, are trying to save the world from him. You can subscribe to the channel after watching. It helps us a lot in realizing the content. In 1967, Dr. Evil convenes a meeting with the world's most lethal assassins. He expresses his disappointment in their failure to eliminate his arch-nemesis. With the press of a button, he dispatches two of them into an incinerator below the floor. Evil continues this grim process, sparing only Mustafa and Frau Farbicina to prove their worth. In London, Austin Powers struts through the streets in his iconic blue velvet suit. He attracts adoring women but is soon picked up by Mrs. Kensington, who informs him of a trap Evil has set in a London club. Austin vows to be there.
Yeah, baby! Ow!
At the club, Austin's arrival causes a frenzy among women. He showcases his dancing skills and enters with Kensington. However, things take a dark turn when he confronts a disguised assassin, exposing him and demanding Evil's location. In response, Evil kills the assassin with an arrow. Austin and Kensington give chase, but Evil enters a cryogenic freezing pod, taunting Austin that they'll meet again in the future. The pod launches into space, where Evil plans to wait until Earth is plagued by greed and corruption. 30 years later, the rocket re-enters Earth's atmosphere, alerting Commander Gilmore to Evil's return. It's over Nevada, and preparations are made for an emergency flight to London. At the Defense Ministry's cryogenic storage facility, Austin, who volunteered to freeze himself, is unfrozen. He is legendary, both irresistible and deadly.
Where am I?
Disoriented by the freezing side effects, Austin learns of Evil's presence in Nevada. He is introduced to Vanessa Kensington, Mrs. Kensington's daughter, and the two start working together.
Danger's my middle name.
Their initial interactions are awkward due to Austin's outdated behavior, but they prepare to use Austin's preserved private jet. Evil, back in his lair, reassembles his assassins. He punishes Mustafa for an incident involving Evil's cat, who ended up bald. Evil introduces the rest of his lethal team, including Frau Farbicina, a militant group founder, Korean ex-wrestler Random Task, and the superstitious Irish assassin, Paddy O'Brien. Number 2, Evil's right-hand man, manages Verticon, the legitimate front for Evil's empire. Over the course of 30 years, Verticon has expanded its reach into the communications industry, acquiring cable companies across almost every state. Dr. Evil begins discussing his plan to extort money from the British royal family by framing Prince Charles for an extramarital affair. However, Number 2 informs him that this scenario has already occurred. Frustrated, Evil considers punching holes in the ozone layer, but even that has already happened. Left with no other choice, he decides to resort to more traditional methods and aims to steal nuclear warheads being shipped to the UN by the Kreplikistan Republic. He plans to demand a ransom of $1 million, but Number 2 advises him to raise the amount given Verticon's substantial profits. Evil agrees to demand $100 billion. While aboard Austin's vibrant jumbo jet, Vanessa has Austin sign release forms to distance the Defense Ministry from potential mission mishaps. Curious, Austin wonders why Vanessa, who is very attractive, works for the ministry. Vanessa responds, but Austin ruins the conversation with an indecent proposal. Offended, she asks him to focus on the mission. Undeterred, Austin tries to show her something in the sleeping quarters, but Vanessa remains exasperated. She declares that she would never be with him even if they were the last two people on Earth, though she secretly smiles at him. Meanwhile, Frau Farbicina informs Evil that they used his genetic material to create a son named Scott. When Scott enters and is introduced as his father, he detests Evil for being absent, avoiding his hugs and storming out of the room.
Give me a hug.
No way.
Come here.
The jet lands in Las Vegas, and Austin and Vanessa settle into a hotel room with only one bed to maintain their cover as a vacationing couple. Austin attempts to provoke a reaction with another indecent proposal, which prompts Vanessa to show off her skills. Later, at the casino, Vanessa refocuses Austin by discussing Verticon and its suspected ties to Evil. She mentions that one of its executives, Number 2, frequents the establishment. Austin plays a card game against Number 2, who uses X-ray vision to gain an advantage. When it's Austin's turn, He loses, and he introduces himself as Richie Cunningham, with Vanessa posing as his wife, Oprah. Number 2 introduces them to his Italian secretary, Alota. Austin follows number 2 into the restroom, where he's approached by another man.
In the show?
No, actually, I'm English.
Unaware of Patty's presence behind the wall, Austin is ambushed, but he regains control and forces Patty's head into the toilet, demanding information about number 2's employer.
Hey, that sounds pretty nasty. How about a courtesy flush over there?
Austin flushes the toilet, drowning Patty in the process.
What did you eat?
With the nuclear warhead in his possession, Evil takes control of the UN secret meeting room and demands $1 million for it. However, when the UN delegates laugh, Evil corrects himself, demanding an astonishing $100 billion, sending the room into a state of panic. In just 5 days, Evil boasts about gaining an astonishing $100 billion, celebrating his newfound wealth alongside his henchmen. The following morning, Vanessa reaches out to her mother to inquire about Austin. Kensington takes pride in Vanessa's ability to resist his charms, even though he was known as quite the ladies' man during the 60s. Despite his less than perfect dental condition, his charisma was so captivating that she subtly hinted at wanting to pursue a romantic relationship with Austin during their time together. During their reconnaissance mission outside Verticon headquarters, they spot Random Task carrying Evil's cat. Out of the blue, Austin compliments Vanessa's beauty and asks her out on a date. That night, the two of them share a romantic candlelit dinner on a bus tour around the city. They dance the night away and conclude the evening with a game of Twister. Austin amuses Vanessa with his comical impersonations, and she extends an invitation for him to join her for a glass of champagne. As they spend the night together, she confesses that she hasn't had this much fun since her college days. Vanessa seeks a kiss, but Austin, noting her impaired state, denies the request. She then inquires about her mother. Austin admits that, were her mother not already bound by marriage, he would have offered her the same courtship as he does Vanessa. With Vanessa deeply asleep in his embrace, Austin gently repositions her to attend to a call from Basil. Basil assigns Austin the task of uncovering Verticon's involvement in Project Vulcan, necessitating a stealthy infiltration into Alota's penthouse. Austin, successfully entering through the window, discovers documents revealing Verticon's illicit activities.
Yes, no!
In the midst of photographing the evidence, Alota enters. He cunningly extracts confirmation of number 2's role in the project and its monumental underground drills, but Alota's shadow play pulls him into temptation. Sans clothing, Alota lures him into the warm embrace of a hot tub, to which he willingly succumbs. In this aqueous setting, under the guise of a casual scrub, she seizes the opportunity to discern his true identity. Convinced that he is indeed Austin Powers, she offers him a drink and ends the evening with a close encounter. Within his lair, Evil seeks suggestions for Austin Powers' downfall. Frau Farbicina introduces fembots, aesthetically appealing yet deadly androids with revealing attire, which easily disarm the guards with their allure. The hotel room transitions into an impromptu British intelligence headquarters. Vanessa enthusiastically provides Austin with a GPS watch and a dental hygiene kit. Basil delivers updates on Evil having the warhead, handing over horrifying investigation results regarding Project Vulcan.
What's the other thing that scares you?
Carnies.
Vanessa's mood shifts upon learning of Austin's reconnaissance at Alota's penthouse. She suggests a tourist disguise for infiltration and a guided company tour at Verticon. Austin, mistaking Basil's mother for a disguised male spy, punches her, leading to Basil's fury and Vanessa's disappointment. Dr. Evil and Scott engage in group therapy, revealing their strained relationship and Evil's troublesome childhood, which astonishes the other fathers present. Vanessa's revelation of her jealousy turns into anger as Austin admits to his liaison with Alota, leading to Vanessa's frustration over Austin's lack of understanding of monogamy. Concedes that Austin has much to learn. During the Verticon tour, disguised as tourists, Vanessa and Austin knock out staff members to steal their uniforms, leading to a chaotic escape attempt, where they eventually get captured by Random Task. In Evil's lair, Austin and Vanessa learn about Evil's nefarious plans involving Vulcan. The UN decides to pay the ransom, but not before Scott's insouciance nearly results in his incineration by Evil. Evil discloses his plans to imprison Austin and Vanessa, anticipating their demise as he plans to obliterate cities with magma. The tank room reveals mutated, ill-tempered sea base as an alternative to sharks, and Austin and Vanessa find themselves slowly being lured towards the water, prompting Vanessa to resort to using floss. They tie the floss to a pipe above, and Austin squirts toothpaste into the guards' eyes, allowing them to swing to safety with the surprisingly strong floss. Austin subdues the disoriented guard, causing his demise by the fish in the water. They maneuver a cart, but their path is obstructed, leading Austin to ask Vanessa to find help while he watches Evil. He conveys his regret over his liaison with Alota and expresses his desire to be exclusively with Vanessa. Post-meal, Evil gathers everyone for Vulcan's launch. The discord between Scott and his father is evident as Scott remains aloof. In the main chamber, the initiation and loading of Vulcan are overseen by Evil. Austin manages to force a door open, but is promptly greeted by the Fembots, who extend an enticing invitation to him.
I have to save the world.
He tries to refuse, but finds himself in a fog, surrounded by Fembots in bed, and does his best to leave. Meanwhile, Vanessa rallies the troops at the headquarters. Austin extricates himself from the compromising situation, confronts and overcomes the Fembots using his own irresistible charm, leading to their self-destruction. When Vanessa arrives, Austin hurriedly tries to explain the presence of the scantily clad Fembot remains around him. Unexpectedly, Vanessa believes him, urging him to get ready to pursue Dr. Evil. The activation of Vulcan initiates a seismic activity within the lair, and a 3-minute countdown to detonation commences. An explosive entrance sees Austin and the soldiers disrupting Evil's defense mechanisms in the main chamber. In a swift escape, Evil dodges the chaos and bullets. The imminent disaster is averted when Austin intervenes and powers down Vulcan. He confronts Evil, and a battle of ideologies ensues, highlighting the contrast in their values and the perception of good and evil over the years.
Freedom failed. No.
Amidst a tense standoff involving hostages, allegiances shift. Number 2 rebels against Evil's world-destructive plans, revealing his own ambitions that align more with preservation than annihilation.
Silence, number 2! No!
A fleeting triumph turns chaotic when Evil takes advantage of distractions, activating the self-destruction sequence of the lair and fleeing to space in a cryogenic pod. Austin and Vanessa narrowly escape the eruptive demise of the lair. Months following the tumultuous events, Austin and Vanessa celebrate their union and their achievements in the spy world. However, a surprise assault by random task disrupts their honeymoon bliss, leading to a confrontational showdown culminating in a victorious moment for Austin and Vanessa. Post-confrontation, the couple, now lost in each other's company under the celestial ballet, notices a dazzling star, revealing itself as Evil's irrigid refuge, where he and his cat endure the cold vastness of space. If you are interested in such films, please proceed to the next video on the screen, and also share your thoughts about this film in the comments. Give us a like and subscribe. Goodbye.